Hi, this is India. So, this is part two to the anxiety video that I posted. And on the first video, I was discussing triggers of anxiety. Now, on today's video, I want to discuss tips to help ease your anxiety, okay? So, I'm going to get right into it. The first one I have is breath work. So, when we're experiencing anxiety, we tend to not breathe properly. And at times that could even cause us to hyperventilate because now we're focused on the fact that we're not breathing right. So now our brain's telling us that something is wrong. And by becoming more focused on it, we're not actually helping it, we're just making it worse. So when you start to experience anxiety, what you want to do is just take a deep breath in through your nose, counting to 5. Then you're going to hold that to the count of 3. Then you can slowly release it and start counting down to 5 again, okay? And then you want to repeat that. And you want to do this 3 times in a row. So again, you're going to breathe in to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Then release for 5. So you'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then do it again, okay? So you want to repeat that 3 times. And it actually helps to calm your whole nervous system, which calms your mind, it calms your heart rate, calms your whole body, okay? And you should try that when you first start, as soon as you start to get anxiety symptoms, okay? And second, you want to bring yourself back to the present moment. So to do this, you can use quick grounding techniques that I have used. There was a period of time where I was experiencing some pretty heavy stuff, and this was something that actually helped me when I would start to feel the anxiety and not know how to control it. I would do this. Okay. So what you want to do is, let's say you're thinking about something, you end up getting anxious, and then it triggers your anxiety. You want to go ahead and try this, what I call the 333 grounding technique. Okay. It's when you go ahead, you realize, okay, my anxiety's up. You look around, see 3 things that stand out to you, okay? You want to focus on each thing and notice details about it. So say it to yourself, say it out loud, say it. If you're around people you don't want to do that, just say it within. Doesn't matter. Say it to yourself, speak it, whatever. Do this for 3 different objects, okay? So let's say, for example, if I'm driving and I'm at a traffic light, I could say there's a blue car in front of me. It has a butterfly sticker on its back windshield, and the license plate says blessed on it. Then I'm going to focus on 3 things I can hear. For example, my favorite song is playing on the radio. I can hear the birds chirping, and there's a car beeping its horn down the road, right? And then the other one you want to do, the third one, is you want to focus on 3 things you can touch. So, for example, I'm touching my steering wheel, it feels smooth. Notice little details about it. And then you can grab, like, let's say, a piece of your shirt or your pants. What does that feel like to you when you touch it? Notice those small details. And then, do you have jewelry on? Touch that. Touch your purse. Touch whatever it is, male, female, doesn't matter. Just touch anything around you. And by doing this, you're actually removing your focus away from your anxiety, away from what it is that's causing your anxiety. Remember, the anxiety is caused when we either go backwards to the past, start thinking about the past, bringing up the traumas, not just not acknowledging them and releasing them. We're holding on to it, to what it is that it did to us, how it is that we felt. We're holding on to it, and that in itself is causing the anxiety, because you're reliving your pain, you're reliving your triggers. Okay, or you're pushing yourself out into the future, thinking about things that have not yet happened. Okay, so bringing yourself, by doing this grounding technique, you're bringing yourself back to the present moment, which is where you should be. Right, you look around and you realize, hey, I'm okay, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm in my car, I'm driving to such and such place, this and this is happening, everything is fine, I am okay. Tell yourself that. Tell yourself you are okay. And you will start to see the difference. And by doing that, you're calming your whole nervous system again. So, number 3 is exercise. So, we all know, obviously, exercising is good for you. It's good for the mind, it's good for the body, it's good for all parts, right? And the benefits of it, it's not just to strengthen our bodies or help maintain weight. It also reduces the chances of like chronic illnesses such as diabetes, high blood pressure, heart conditions. And what's amazing is how exercising can boost your energy levels, which minimize your stress, and it boosts your mood and raises your energy as well. So when you're feeling anxious, you can go for like a short walk. Let's say you start to walk 15 minutes one way, 15 minutes the other. If you choose to go to the gym, that's a great thing to do too. Or be outside in nature, go on a trail, go for a walk around your house. Whatever you have to do, just do it. And the more and more you do this, the more and more you practice it, the more and more it's going to start to help control that stress as well. And number 4, a lot of people, this is one that a lot of people really don't even realize that it has a lot to do with anxiety, is sleep deprivation. So it can have not getting enough hours of sleep a night can affect you in so many ways. It's not just dark circles under the eyes or feeling a little extra tired or a little moody. Yeah, it can affect your emotions, your function, your balance. Obviously, your energy level will remain really low. But it's also related to depression, weight gain because of the high cortisol levels. It causes anxiety, neurological issues, so as well as premature aging. It's recommended that we get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but let's be honest, that's not always possible. And what you can do is just try to get into a better routine, a better bedtime routine, right? So give yourself a few hours before let's say you're planning to go to bed for 9:30. Give yourself a few hours before that. Do not drink anything with caffeine in it. Reduce the amount of caffeine you're having, right? You could take like a nice warm bath. That's also really relaxing. Um, Maybe make some tea. That's also a good option. And one of the main things I found for myself is leaving electronics alone. No social media, no scrolling, none of that. Because all that does is keep your mind going. We want to relax the mind so we could relax the body and get a good night's sleep. And, the more you practice this, the better and better you're going to get at it. The next one I have is eating healthy. So it's not just necessary for our bodies, right? But it's necessary for our overall well being. And some foods are known to reduce anxiety. Like, let's say greens, such as spinach, kale, things like that. Beans also have benefits. Um, Nuts, seeds, grains, those are also known to help with anxiety, as well as blueberries. And I believe there's a couple other fruits that may help with it as well. But you need to use your discernment when it comes to this, because sometimes when you do have nausea and when you do have anxiety, it will cause nausea, right? And if you're experiencing nausea, you obviously do not want to eat. So it'll be best to stay away from foods. In that case, I would recommend drinking teas instead. And obviously caffeine-free teas. Um, Drink calming teas such as lavender, chamomile, peppermint, lemon balm, even passion flower. Those are all good teas that'll help with the nervousness. It'll help with insomnia. And some of them even have, like, the passion flower has a slight natural sedative, which will help calm you, and it'll help you sleep as well. Number 6 is music. Now, music is one of my favorites. Music has always been an important part of my life. I love music for so many reasons, because if my energy's up and I'm in a great mood and I just want to dance, I just put on some music, right? If I want to relax and I want to focus and I just want to chill, I could put on music for that as well. If I'm just like, just going with the flow of life, I'll put it, like, there's music for everything. And it's amazing. And listening to music could help ease stress. It could help improve your concentration. And when you listen to the sounds of nature, did you know that has healing abilities? It could minimize your anxiety, your stress, even body pain. It's known to have the power to help ease your heart, which is beautiful because it slows down your heart rate, which may also lower your blood pressure. So the benefits of music are so worth it. YouTube, I know, has a lot of like calming music that you could just play in the background while you're doing stuff, like what I have on now. Number 7 is creativity. So it's also been proven that creativity helps ease stress and anxiety. In many cases, it could be used as an outlet for your emotions, because you have the ability to express yourself the way that you want, and you can use cr- you know art. You could create anything that's going to help you release whatever it is that's triggering you at that moment. So using creativity in a positive way has the power to reduce your anxiety, your stress, and it'll shift your mood. But did you know that also by using your creativity to express yourself, it can boost your confidence, which is going to make you feel better about whatever it is that you're experiencing, right? Because sometimes the anxiety and the stress and the depression, all that does is just make us feel low, right? So even being creative is going to boost your confidence, which is going to help boost your mood and help you feel better. It's such an amazing ability that we all have. We should all use it more often. But the magic happens when you use negative energy to create. You're not only creating something, you're also transmuting that negative energy into positive energy. And that, my friend, is magic. And number 8, journaling. This is a perfect way to get through those feelings and emotions that you may find that it's hard to talk to others about, right? You may have trouble expressing yourself, your feelings. So the beauty is that journaling is a place where you can be open and honest with yourself. And that's the best way to heal or overcome anything that's bothering you, anything that may be triggering you. You have to be open and honest. That is the key. And acknowledging your feelings as they arise is a way to work through those triggers and a way to pinpoint and trigger what's bothering you and causing that anxiety. But not only that, you could keep track of how often you're getting your anxiety, what it is that's triggering you. And then what you could do is go back in and review that and say, okay, I got anxiety on such and such day. I was doing this thing and that triggered me. Or on such and such day, I thought of this came to mind and that triggered me. Now, if you start to notice the same pattern happening, then that's an area where you need to go in and dig a little deeper and figure out what it is that's causing you to have that anxiety. Find out what it is, work through it, and try to release it. So now when it comes up again, you're not going to be triggered like you once were, right? Because when it comes up again, you've already dealt with this, you faced it, you were open and honest with yourself. And at that point, it's not going to affect you the same way because you've done that inner work. All right. So, number 9, there's times when, it may be too hard for you to do on your own. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with seeking professional help. If you feel that you can't do it on your own, then you please go seek someone. Go speak to someone. Speak to a professional. And it's not only beneficial to opening up to someone and getting a different perspective on something that you're struggling with, but in some cases, you may need medications, right? You may need medication for anxiety or depression. But either way, the main thing is that you don't beat yourself up about it, okay? Because everyone goes through things, everyone struggles, and sometimes we all need some help, and that's okay. And sometimes having someone to speak to that just isn't from your circle might be that change that you need. So don't beat yourself up over it and go do what's best for you. And last one I have is this is my favorite. I saved the best for last. Number 10 is prayer and meditation. So through prayer, we're going to start with prayer. Through my personal healing journey, I strengthened my relationship with the Most High. God has been everything. When I felt I couldn't continue, that's when He stepped in the most. God pulled me out of those darkest places. He brought me to the light. He showed me how much He loves me and how I was never alone because He was always with me. One thing my relationship with God has shown me is that He did not create any of us to be here on this earth stressed, anxious, or worried. His desire for each and every one of us is to live a life where we're able to experience peace, light, and love. But of course, life is always going to present us with challenges. But it's where we grow in faith, is in those struggles. That's where we have the ability to strengthen our relationship and our trust in Him. And there may be some things that may be difficult that you may be experiencing. There may be some things in life that you don't understand why you're going through. But keep in mind, some challenges He allows us to go through, but it's not intended to break us. It's intended to build us, to awaken us, and to come to our truth. And that's who He created us to be. It'll bring us to a place where we sit there and we actually figure out who it is that we really are, who it is that He brought us to this earth to be, right? And what's amazing is that He's already given and installed in us each and every single tool that we need to overcome any situation. But it's all in how we view the challenges. We could look at them through a positive point of view, a positive lens, or we could look at it through a negative lens. But that's also going to determine where it is that you go, where it is that you stay. If you view things through a positive lens, you're going to take it as, all right, this was a learning experience. Yes, I went through this, but I'm here, I'm okay, I'm moving past it, I'm healing from it. You'll take the lessons, but leave the hurt behind, right? But if you're looking at it through a negative point of view, you're going to keep yourself stuck in that area, stuck in that cycle. And every time that thing tries to come up, it's going to bring you right back down to where you're trying to get out of, right? So turning to God and praying and knowing that He got you, and being open and honest with Him, because obviously He's God. You can't lie to Him. He knows. He knows. And He sees. He sees what you've been through. He sees who hurt you. He sees things that happen to you. But you got to keep going. Got to remain strong. And you got to stay focused on Him. And meditation, right? Meditation is a great way to calm yourself down. It's going to bring you from a place of your mind going 50 miles per minute to calm, to stillness. And at first, to be honest, if you haven't meditated and you start to do so, it's going to take some time to get used to. And especially if you're dealing with anxiety, you may be able to do meditate for just a few minutes at a time, but that's okay. Just start off somewhere and just try incorporating more and more time. Start trying to go longer the next time you do it. And even if you're not able to do it for a long time, don't beat yourself up. Don't give up. Just keep trying, okay? And when I started meditating, I searched on YouTube for guided meditations, and I found a few that I really liked. And there's some I still use to this day because they're just really good. If you're interested, you could look up, it's called Pura Rasa. It's Purarasa, and she's on YouTube. And if not, there's many others there that you could also look into that are really good. Just, as long as you're trying to do something to better and change your situation, that's a positive thing. You got to keep that in mind. And that's it for my tips for the anxiety, okay? But I do want to leave you with some Bible verses that I found were comforting for me when I was dealing with my anxiety, okay? So I have Psalm 94:18 through 19. When I said my foot is slipping, your unfailing love, Lord, supported me. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. Psalm 94:22. But the Lord has become my fortress and the rock in whom I take refuge. Psalm 139:23-24. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me into the everlasting way. And I will leave you with Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Amen. And always remember Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I hope this has been helpful to someone, and I will be back with more content. But please like, comment, subscribe, and as always, stay blessed. You got this. Keep going, okay? Stay blessed. Bye.